Hello and welcome back. Today is Monday, February 12th, and this is episode 30 of NooBTooB, a weekly independent podcast where we stay up all night taking pictures of animals and exchanging them for pearls.
Dude, that's sick. You're talking about video games or real life?
Dude, I don't know anymore.
This week we covered Diddy Kong Racing on the DS and Supreme Commander demo on the PC. We also covered Def Jam Icon and Graw 2 demos on the 360.
Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass with my hip-hop scratching. Waka waka waka. Mic to the mic check.
Yes, and our NooBTooB retro game of the week is Beyond Good and Evil.
Yes. New releases include Wii Play on the Wii, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And Ratchet and Clank on the PSP. No. As always, we'll finish up with our community section, but let's get started with Diddy Kong Racing on the DS by Rare.
Oh, we're lame.
So lame.
Oh, man, so give us a quick rundown on what Diddy Kong Racing DS is.
Is it Diddy Kart?
Diddy Kart, yeah.
Mario Kong?
Mario Kong Racing?
So it's
oh, yeah, man.
to be really simple about it. It is Mario Kart plus boats and airplanes.
Yeah, and there's a whole big adventure mode. I mean, what is up with that? So, I mean, what's our general overall view of like the whole Diddy Kong franchise? Is it just kind of trying to be like a subset of Mario? Like the ghetto version of Mario?
Well, I think it's like they try to take Mario Kart plus like Mario 64 or something. You know what I mean? Where they're like, let's take two and put them together.
It doesn't work.
So
really,
I never played the original Diddy Kong.
Mm-hmm.
But on our forums, everyone was like, Diddy Kong, greatest game, blah blah. So I mean, people loved it. People really liked the game. I'm not so sure it translated. So when I first started playing it, I hated it. I was playing a couple of the racing levels, the car racing levels, and I didn't really like it all that much. Then I got to the airplane level, and it gets more varied. Like the control, it actually it ramps up the difficulty on the enemies. The levels.
How many maps do you have to play before you get to the airplane?
It's like 5.
Okay, I don't even got that far. I was just like, this game sucks. I am stopping playing.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, the airplane levels, I assume, it's just different in such that you go up and down. Is that kind of thing?
And I mean it gets tougher too, right? So there's the levels are more varied where you can fly like through a tunnel instead of over something, around something. So there's like multiple routes through the levels.
Are there like slalom gates or random shit like that? I mean,
no. But one thing that I will say that I actually really enjoyed about this game was they don't cripple the guy in first place. Which, in Mario Kart, that always makes me so angry. They're like, well, we want to be fair about this, so if you're in first place, you're never going to get the invincibility star, you're never going to get good weapons, you're never going to get anything. And then, if you're in the last couple places, they're like, here is the sword of invincibility and a fucking rocket pack and whatever. It's like, that's nice. It lets kids play together, but in this...
it kind of like evens out all the skill levels of everybody, right?
Yeah.
There's the whole randomness concept of
I'm not down with that. If I'm better than somebody, I want to fucking wipe their face on the floor.
But if you suck, don't you ever want a little of these stuff?
Nah.
Because you don't roll at every game.
I don't want pity points.
Dude, imagine that on Counter-Strike. If you're getting owned by some bastards, and all of a sudden you find the Grenade of Doom.
See, that would suck, though, because then I'd know that I was a retard.
But you are a retard.
I know, but I don't want someone to tell me.
Okay, I see.
I don't want to be playing and they'll be like, aw, let me aim your gun for you. Here you go.
Well, there's the whole thing with... so there isn't like a blue shell equivalent in the game.
No.
Which I thought was weird. The other weird thing is there's not a random bonus pickup. It's like your colored balloons that you pick up are that weapon. Like you always pick up the orange, you always get the missile, and you get the oil slicks and all that other stuff. And I don't know if I like that so much. I like the random.
The random is nice. It would be nice if there was like different categories where it's like red might be weapon, and I mean I think that they kind of did that, but
there's
no variety, right? Exactly.
Yeah, and there's maybe I don't even know how many power-ups there are, but I counted about 4 when I was playing.
Yeah.
And the depth isn't there.
It's true. So that was. I mean, okay. So what didn't you like about this game?
Okay, there's a number of things I don't like. Number one, the difficulty, but you say it ramps up later, so I didn't give it a fair shot. So whatever. The first few levels are way too easy, and then I basically lapped people when I was doing stuff. Number two, the different versions of weapons. Not very interesting.
Limited.
Yeah, totally. Number three, the AI sucked, but I guess that's kind of separate. But the controls. You compare it to like Mario Kart, it just doesn't. It feels a little more detached. I don't really know how to explain it.
The physics weren't really there. I mean, it's true where if you like in Mario Kart, if you hold down the right bumper, that's how you slide. That's a key element of the game.
And I couldn't figure out sliding.
So you slide in this doing the same mechanism, but it doesn't like. When you turn, it shows skid marks behind you, right? So it's like I'm sliding, but for some reason I'm not turning sharper than I,
So there's no like drift component necessarily.
Right? They re-engineered the. I mean, there is a drift, but it doesn't act the same as Mario Kart. So I want just everything to act like Mario Kart because that is the one true.
Well, that's my whole complaint, right? It's like, okay, you can get all the the Crash Bandicoot racers, you can get all the other types of racers, but none of them ever tend to get better than Mario Kart. It's hard to get better,
right?
And
unless you're going for like photorealism, whatever, and then this is not the platform.
Yeah, no, I mean,
people. There's a lot of people that are just like, I can't play things like Mario Kart because the physics are too cartoony, and I want Gran Turismo, and I want my car to be an actual car. And
can you imagine a Gran Turismo Mario Kart?
That's what I've said about every racing game. Always is like someone's like, awesome. You got to try Gran Turismo. I'm like, can I shoot the other people? No, like, I'm not fucking playing.
You can't shoot people in real life.
I know. I don't like real life.
I'm just saying. It's just like
every time I drive, I wish I could.
Well, there's a fine. I mean, that's right. There's a class of racers that are simulations. There's a class of racers that are arcadey, and there's a class of racers that are Mario Karty. And all I'm saying is that you just can't get better than Mario Kart because it's Nintendo. It's first party. They know what they're doing when they're talking about racers, and everybody else pales in comparison.
Yeah.
But this is rare. I mean, sorry, not rare like rare.
Rare as the company.
Yeah, exactly. So, they haven't had a very good track record lately.
What else did they do?
So, I mean, they did Viva Pinata, which I loved,
yeah.
but it sold crappy, like 20,000 copies or something like that.
So you can't hold that too much against them because it's a good game. It just didn't sell.
Fair enough. But I'm just saying, as far as a company, they have not been successful.
Yeah.
And you have, Perfect Dark Zero.
I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, that terrible game.
The game was terrible.
They had Cameo, which was good, but again...
I like Cameo.
But it wasn't like it's not going to be like one of those classic games that you're going to go back and say, oh my god, this is amazing, because it's been done better in other games, right? But it was fine for what it was.
That was a great launch game, though. I thought it was just really showed off the fact that the Xbox was
true.
Next-gen.
I'll give you that, but it really, once Microsoft bought
I've never gone back to replay it. Yeah. I never will. It's not like we're going to be like retro game Cameo. People are like, what the fuck is that?
What about those achievement points? You're not going to go get those?
Nah. No, because the achievement points in Cameo was like play the entire level in slow motion. Fuck you.
No, it's like play the entire level without getting hit. That's essentially the only way you can get those bonus points.
Yeah.
At a certain level, and it's just like, come on.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. You got to be cheap. You got to do stupid stuff. And it's I did that once to get above you.
God damn it! And I'm like, I was looking at that. I'm like, I'm not willing to sit through that pain to beat you in those points.
I had to watch videos to figure out what to do.
Oh god, that's terrible.
I mean, like Jesus, But anyhow, I mean, just as far as Diddy Kong Racing is concerned, I mean, what do you think?
So
what's your overall? You played more than I did.
You hated it. I liked it more than you did, but the whole time I was playing it, I'm like, this is okay. Mario Kart's better.
Yeah.
What
about the adventure mode? So, I mean, what do you think about that?
Adventure mode. I mean, adventure mode was just like beat one race, you can get to another race. Mario Kart did the same thing.
But then, at some point you get enough balloons and you can go to 2 different races. It gives you the choice.
But Mario Kart had the same thing, right? So it's like once you beat the star race, then it unlocks the. It's these aren't new things. And there's the whole adventure mode.
It's a 3D UI on top of choosing a level, essentially.
Yeah. So it's nothing new.
No, but the story, right? I mean, that's what I felt was really lame with what Rare did. They tried to put a story around Mario Kart. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So I would say, maybe if you really like racing games. And you're really bored of Mario Kart and you see this really cheap in a couple months, pick it up. But I honestly don't recommend it because I think Mario Kart is a far superior game.
Yeah. This one, I think...
And this brings nothing new to the table.
No, nothing new. We also have it has Wi-Fi, which I guess is a plus in its favor.
Yeah.
Which is nice. We were trying to get the share a car, because I forgot mine, and then you were trying to share it with me, and it work. So it's just like, I don't know if it's all quite there yet, but whatever. I'm giving it a big-ass thumbs down because... I think they could do better.
Yeah, I guess in all fairness, I'm going to give it a thumbs down because I regret buying it.
That's a good thumbs down to me.
I'm not going to play it anymore, and I don't think that I'm going to go to an event and have people be like, let's play some Diddy Kong. They'll be like, let's play some Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would play. So, and hopefully you saw the trailer while we were doing it, so that would give you an idea what
you can see what the gameplay's like. We got it planned for you.
But let's talk about a game I am so in love with, and I've been talking about for months.
Oh, yeah? What game?
Months!
What game?
Supreme Commander. Dude, you gotta give it a chance. Okay, look, I am in the same boat with you on RTSs, right?
No, you're not?
No. For a lot of RTSs, they bore the absolute hell out of me.
All right.
And we tend to agree, with, what is it, Company of Heroes?
Yeah.
Right? I was trying to get into it, but it didn't get me in the end. You didn't even try it, so it's just like, it's like, I'm at least to the level where I'll try something, but I'm still at the same level where, unless they do something really amazing and new, I'm going to be bored.
So it's an RTS.
It's an RTS. It's made by Chris Taylor of Gas Powered Games, I think, and he is the guy who made Total Annihilation. So that's an RTS with a commander. Do you ever play any of those?
No.
So you actually have a main guy who's a super badass, and he goes and builds stuff for
it's
you.
like Warcraft 3.
Sort of, but those are heroes, and they don't build stuff for you.
Okay.
So the difference is the commander is actually like kind of a big super constructor unit and can go and help stuff out.
Okay.
As well as being super powerful. So anyway, there's that whole concept, but then it's the sense of scale about this game, dude. You can have up to 500 units of your own. So imagine that times 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about air power, ships, ground units, everything, and you can just. So at some point, you actually have to zoom out.
Yeah.
And they all turn into little icons. So it's almost like you're playing war games,
Okay. But okay, what do normal RTSs have that this doesn't have? Like, what do you hate about RTSs lately that this?
Okay. So let's
beats?
talk about the resource management.
Yeah.
So what do you hate? What do you hate about resource management? What is it about it? Because I'll tell you why this doesn't do it.
Because I don't like that it's mechanical. That if you watch really good StarCraft players, they just have to figure out where all the resources are, and they just get really quick at, like, I'm going to make 50 peons, I'm going to send them out to the mine, I'm going to do whatever. It's like, I don't want to memorize moves to gain resources.
What is it more the micromanagement of the peons, that sort of thing? Okay, so a Supreme Commander gets rid of that entirely.
Okay.
So you do have points where there's like mass where you have to go and build stuff on top of, but they're pretty rare, and there's not a whole bunch of them, right? And you see them on your mini-map. So the moment you come up, you tell your commander, you go and build something on top of it, and that's built.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, your amount of mass that you get per second, the rate increases.
But you're not, like, building units that mine that stuff?
No.
Okay, good. All right,
All
cool.
you're doing is
That's
building
good.
a unit on top of that thing, and then
So you
building
just
a
gotta
couple
hold
of
a
power.
point,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. So
Okay.
it's about control
All right,
points. It's
that's
about
good.
things like
That's
that.
good. That's
They got
good.
rid of that part, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the sense of scale, like I was talking about before, where at some point you hit a unit limit, like 60 or 70, and it's just like, okay, well, let me just. This is what I hate about RTSs in general, where you have to manage 5 different groups.
Yeah.
And then, you have to hotkey them and you have to micromanage, and I hate that.
You gotta go, like, I gotta kill some of my weaker units so I can make another strong unit, and yeah.
Exactly, and this is all about build everything. And what I love about the queue, you set it, you have a land unit factory.
Yeah.
And I say, I want to build a tank and a robot. I click that, and then you hit this little button that says repeat.
Oh.
And it just churns them out.
Oh, that's cool.
And then what you do is what you're doing is more managing your rate. So each time so as those are building, those are going to burn up a certain rate.
Yeah.
And then you just need to get more stuff to increase that rate.
Okay.
So it's a much more simplified sense of resource management. There's a sense of scale. The online component is going to be amazing from what I can tell, and you can use 2 monitors.
That's pretty cool.
And
that is really cool, actually.
Dude, it's
Being able
like,
to do 2 monitors is awesome.
I'm telling you, I'm like going. What I do is I just scroll back, which zooms me all the way out, and it's just like a flick.
Yeah.
I'm all of a sudden looking at the whole world. I say, oh, that's interesting. I move the mouse and I flick forward to zoom in, and then I have just absolute control. It's just
cool.
like, oh, dude, it's like playing real war. I'm telling you, you got to try the demo. So
How about a nice
game
game of chess? I want to play global thermonuclear war.
This has nukes, and when you actually, I was talking to Gwenster about it because he already has it.
Yeah.
And when you use a nuke, it destroys the land. The land is gone.
Wow.
Yeah. So deformable. I mean,
So when's it come out?
It comes out on the 20th here.
Okay.
It came out on the 16th in Europe.
20th. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That's a date that.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's that? Oh, it's Crackdown, motherfucker.
So I am torn. I must buy Crackdown to
I think you
go
should play
against
Supreme
you.
Commander. I think when Crackdown comes out, you should just play Supreme Commander,
You are
play your
going
heart
down.
out, and I'll just like rub my points in your face.
So what I'm doing is I am going to postpone buying Supreme Commander for about 2 or 3 weeks. I'm going to make that sacrifice. But I love it, man. You got to give it. I mean, that's the thing. You got to give it a try, at least like a few minutes.
It's a free demo.
See.
It's a free demo. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. What's the? Oh, so you played a different demo on 360.
Yeah. So I thought this was pretty good. I played GRA 2.
Really?
Yeah. So it's got
what's GRA stand for?
Ghost Recon. Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, something.
So you're a soldier going around some,
Mexico, I think.
Some desert.
Yeah. Something.
I don't know where it is, but it's it has over the shoulder third person fighting, which is the only way I'm going to play one of these games in a console.
Yep.
And it's really high tech. Like there's all this stuff about like all these. I really like how it looks like a sci-fi movie in that you lock onto enemies and it gives you a % chance of hitting them. And it gives you their health percentage left, and like you're kind of like hunting around. You like trying to find good vantage points to snipe people, and you can actually change your point of view into a blimp that's going over
the UAV,
UAV, and you can like target where people are, and like you can kind of plan your attack.
So that doesn't get like confusing to you, or like a little bit too out of control.
I mean, it didn't in the demo.
Because that's what I felt because I played Draw 1. I played, halfway through or something like that. At some point, it got to a point where, like, you had to figure out the exact vantage points to send all of your guys, and it would punish you by killing you, and you had to start the level over.
Okay, so it's one of those things where, okay,
dude.
See, that might get bad if I start working through the game, because I don't like that when it gets to the thing where you make a single mistake,
yes,
and you're penalized a half an hour of gameplay.
Yes. And
then it's just like, okay, I figured out that point, play it again, do that point right, and I get to the next point, and it's like, boom, kills you again. That, right? No, I hate that.
Yeah, so what about the demo did you like? I mean, what? So it didn't show you that part of the game, I'm guessing.
It was really visceral. It was just very much, you're kind of sneaking around, and I really felt like very in control of my guy. Like the crosshairs were really nice, and it was very immediate. Like they would kind of do this kind of like the screen shook, and you could kind of hear the guy take a breath in when he gets hit. So it's just like ooh, and you're playing, you're like, oh shit, I'm not going to get hit again.
Yeah, so it's like totally immersive.
Yeah, it's very immersive.
Interesting. Okay, and so just the general
great.
graphics.
I mean,
well, yeah, I mean it's a second generation Xbox game, so they're going to look generally pretty good. My main problems, again, just speaking from the first one, is the problem where it just hurts you so many times, and number two, it's just like I'm not much of a tactical war game type person.
You just said that you're
tactical
all about
FPS.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm talking about Band of Brothers. I'm talking about Gra.
See, I actually love those.
See, the one I did like was what was that one?
The squad one, the one in Iraq. The one that was the military full spectrum warrior.
Yes. So I actually like that one, but that's top down.
No,
wasn't it?
No.
I thought it was. Oh, weird. So I like that one because it was like slower paced, and things like Band of Brothers and the other one seemed to be a little bit too much, where I couldn't dial it in to control people individually.
Yeah.
With Grawl, it's like too crazy.
Okay.
Too much stuff going around. You know what I mean? It's like
I don't understand these crazy new games.
Too much.
Kids playing fast. Yeah. So in the demo, it's one person. So
okay.
So I don't know. You know, like it could get crappy. So anyway, I like the demo.
Well, you still have the Blockbuster Game Pass, don't you?
Yeah.
You should,
when it comes out, I'm going to get it.
Oh, also take a look at Grawl 1 if you never played it.
Yeah.
Because you might like that sort of thing, and if you like it, so we should give that a try.
I will check it out.
Do we have a video for that?
No.
No. Okay, so we'll have video for the next one, though. That's good.
Yeah, Lunar Knights.
Lunar Knights. Quick rundown. It's a top-down action RPG from Kojima Productions. So the same guys that brought you Metal Gear Solid and a number of other interesting games. But this one is apparently based off of a game called Boktai in Japan, and it used to be on the GBA. So get this. My understanding of the previous games, I never played them, was that it had some sort of sun detector.
What?
So you had to play in sunlight to get certain things to happen in the game, and yeah. So like it was like a vampire game, right? So you kind of have in sun. If you're in sun, then you can't do certain. Anyhow, that's the whole real time component.
So it's like the end of Pirates of the Caribbean.
I didn't see that, sorry.
Oh, dude.
Well, I saw the first one. You're talking about the first one?
Yeah. Remember when they're like fighting in the moonlight?
Yes, exactly, yeah. So there's that. So anyhow, the DS version apparently got rid of that, where it's not as dependent on being out in the sun.
Yeah.
Or like shining a bright light. Apparently that's what people were doing.
What the fuck?
I don't know where the sensor is.
Alright.
So anyhow. So it's basically a top-down role-playing game, but it's isometric. So do you remember games like, what was that one that we played? Contact?
Yeah.
And there was another one we played that same week on the DS.
Or it's just the fixed view, right? Is that what
you're saying? It's fixed view, but isometric when it's like kind of at a tilt at an angle.
Yeah.
So if you go up, you go up. You don't go in the cardinal directions of northeast, west, south.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So if you do that kind of game in a 4 crosshair direction, it really sucks.
Oh, yeah?
Because what you do is you have to always go diagonally to go the direction you're supposed to be going.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So that really pissed me off. So I didn't put
the controls are pretty crappy.
Controls suck. The game itself seems pretty good, but it's very detached. It's mushy. You're hitting it, but it's not very. You don't see the reaction on the screen happen exactly. So you're hitting it 3 times, and you're slicing. You see the little 2 hit points damage, and all that kind of stuff.
Action games, if the reaction is not immediate to what I push, I'm not interested in it.
Because otherwise, Castlevania does it really well.
Yeah, Castlevania does it great.
I mean, right? You can feel it. It's visceral.
Absolutely.
This one is like you're telling somebody else to play. It's like hit X again. It's like. I
mean, like Rogue Galaxy is a good example of bad, where it's just you're just like. All right, I'm going to keep pushing this until the enemies aren't there anymore.
Yeah, and there's no style. There's no finesse of like, like that kind of thing.
Nothing.
So that's exactly the kind of feeling I had with this. Maybe the story is good, but it's very anime. It's very kind of cliche-ish.
Yeah.
So I really didn't put that much time into it, so I give it a thumbs down.
Okay.
You gave Squad 2 a thumbs up, right?
Yeah, I give the demo a thumbs up. I'd say I'm not going to... I won't give the game a review until the game comes out.
All right.
But the demo's cool. Give the demo a shot.
Download it because it's free.
Yeah. Free demo on the 360. Check it out.
Yeah. Tell us about a game you actually...
Speaking of demos, dude.
Dude, you bought it. What the hell?
Root Beer Tapper came out on the 360.
We talked about this last week.
Yeah. So I was saying I didn't know if I was going to get it, so I went and I played the demo. I was like, oh, this is kind of fun, you know. And then... And then I saw that it's got online. I was like, ooh, wait a minute. Like, I could
online
get into
co-op,
this.
Or no, online head-to-head, right?
There's co-op too, I think.
Weird. Okay.
Maybe. I don't know if there's co-op because I only did head-to-head.
Sure.
So they've got online competitive Root Beer Tapper. So I was like, holy shit, I think that might actually push me over because I'm like, this game's worth $3. It's like, wait, online play? I was like, okay, I'll pay $5 for that.
So if you're playing like 2 players, when you get to that one where you have to have the shake, does one guy get to play the thief?
Well, you're not on the same screen.
Oh, lame!
Yeah.
See, that would be awesome if you'd be like, shh. You know,
yeah,
that would be pretty cool.
But I mean, the whole time you've got your score going up, and then there's your enemy score going up.
Oh, it's not like you're playing in the arcade where you take turns and stuff like and watch them play.
You're playing at the same time. So it's like
weird.
You're watching the score and you
can
can't
see their screen. That's weird.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you would.
Well, 2 screens.
I guess you could do that.
Or like the whole Tetris DS where you get like 10 different screens.
Yeah,
that would be bad.
They'd have to add another monitor.
10-player multiple freaking Root Beer Tapper. That would be awesome.
I mean, that's one of the benefits of DS, the second screen.
So besides the co-op, what else? I mean, what's so fun about it? Is it just purely the achievements?
The achievements are big. That was, I mean, like I wouldn't have bought it on the Wii, for example, because
Wii Virtual Console.
that pushes me over on a lot of these games where I'm like, well, this is really fun. Well, okay, this is not really fun. This is kind of fun. I recognize that this is going to be me playing this for a day or two.
So it's worth $5.
Yeah. And it's like, well, how much does a movie cost? $10 to go to the movies, and
it'll give you about an hour or two of enjoyment. Okay,
so I'm okay with $5. So
right.
I dropped it. It's the old Root Beer Tapper game, and I actually got farther than I used to as a kid. So my reactions have improved.
Reflexes are better.
But and like people aren't all that good at it yet. So I actually was able to beat people, which is a good feeling.
Dude, there's going to be those massive Root Beer Tapper experts that are just going to be just like headshotting you and going
true.
nuts.
Oh wait, except the Xbox isn't big in Japan, so maybe I'll never get all that good at it. So anyway, Root Beer Tapper, it's the game that you played when you were younger.
Yeah.
I think it's worth $5.
When
I think
you were
it's fun.
in your mother's womb for some of our listeners.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of you guys were born in the late 80s.
I think it was 80. Yeah, it must have been mid-80s when it came out. So, I really liked it. I still don't think it's worth $5 for me. But now that you talk about the co-op or the head-to-head, it might be doable. I mean, the thing is, we need like some game like Uno or some stupid game where we can just say, everybody just buy it because it's cheap, and then we can like just play every once in a while.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to like whenever like we see a bunch of NooBTooBers on Xbox, just like get into like a whole Gears of War game. It's not.
It'd be cool to play a quick game.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. I don't know if Root Beer Tapper.
This is not the one. That's not the one. But it's fun.
Yeah, so the other game we want to talk about is the Def Jam Icon demo. So Tobin's going to be actually playing one of the videos. I don't know if you want to start because we can talk about it. But he's going to be playing one of the videos, and you kind of see what we're talking about when we play the game. But
you can see you'll see in the video that we're playing. But it's
yeah, here you want to. So when we're actually doing random stuff, it's kind of funny because it's a fighting game. That's the big thing about it, right?
It's a fighting game, but okay. For one thing, there's no health bar, so it's just a very cinematic fighting thing that you're doing.
That just pisses me off.
You need a health bar.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be like this new advancement of fighting games where you don't have a health bar and they try to show the damage done to the character.
Yeah.
But I don't like it. I mean, they did it with Fight Night where they didn't have a health bar, and they did it with this, and it's like, I want a freaking health bar.
But this whole thing, dude, is just like, so you'll throw a dude down, and he falls down, and you're like, Wiki, what? And then, like, fireworks go off in the background. It's like, you can change the song. And it's, oh, god damn it.
Yeah, it
just, look at this
the actual act, you see the actual character on screen going,
he's actually like, yeah!
And, the developer, man. Oh, we gotta have a shot of him. Yeah, he's awesome.
So... the funny thing is we mentioned this game on the forums. And I have never seen such a response. Whereas, I think Sunflower posted, he's like, "Hey, you guys try the Def Jam demo? It was pretty bad." And then all of a sudden, there's like 30 people that are like, "Oh my god, I would rather have someone shit in my eyeballs than play this game."
One person was like, "It's so bad they couldn't have done it unless they did it on purpose."
Yeah, yeah. So seriously, oh my god, this was the most awful fighting game demo I've played in a.
It's so mushy. I mean, this is another one I think where the controls just don't feel right.
Yeah, nothing.
You hit a button, nothing happens. Or like 3 seconds later, something happens.
Yeah.
And one of the
And
things
there's no like, this is kick, this is punch, this is whatever. It's just like you start hitting it, and
high,
you're like
high attack, low attack.
Yeah, you're like, oh, maybe he'll hit him, maybe he'll kick him,
maybe he'll grab.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you know, one of the key big features that they're trying to tout with this game is the environments bounce to the beat.
I mean, it's a pretty game. It's not a fun game.
No.
Sure, they did a nice job making it look nice, but that game sucked.
Do you think with like the urban market, they'll just say, "Oh my God, I can play as T.I. or I can play as name another rapper"? I don't know.
You're sad, dude.
Dude,
they'll probably have
Boy?
like they'll probably Big Boy was on there, but they'll probably have like Kanye West and Common and Snoop. Maybe they'll have,
Fitty, maybe
Fitty.
I don't know.
I don't care.
But that's the thing. Do you think the whole urban market will be like, "Oh my God, I get to play as them. I don't care how crappy the game is"?
It's possible. It's possible. People will buy some pretty awful stuff because they like the culture, the subculture.
But it's so wrong because they're just going to perpetuate this thing where, oh my God, this did well. Let's make another crappy game like that.
I don't think we have to worry about it. I seriously don't think it's going to do well at all.
Did you play any of the other Def Jam ones? Because I didn't. No. All right. Well, you can give your own. You can give it a try yourself. We give it a.
Oh God. No.
Oh my God! So let's go to our last game. It's our retro gaming club title of the week.
Beyond Good and Evil.
You love this game.
Oh, it is. I think that this is probably the best platformer ever made. Up there with Ratchet and Clank. All right. I can't say anything's better than Ratchet and Clank. That whole franchise is just godly.
Well, let's go into it. I mean, so what is the kind of the story about? Because I think this is a lot better than a lot of other games because the story kind of matters and you actually feel something different.
Yeah. So you're on a fantasy world. This is not Earth. It's not whatever. It's just a fantasy world somewhere with a lot of anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah.
And you're a girl that
pretty hot girl. I might
very
add.
hot girl.
Yeah.
So you live in this place with a bunch of kind of orphan kids, and your world is under attack. So there's a bunch of aliens attacking your world, and you're being defended by this shadow corporation that, on the face of it, is obviously such a great, loving and wonderful corporation. There's nothing evil about them.
They don't do things quite that well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you're living under the iron fist of a big corporation, and so anyway, the world starts from there. So it's just like, the world's under attack, and you find this underground group of resistance people, and they're like, we need photo evidence of stuff. So there's this big photography element in the game where you're taking pictures of every new animal you see, and you're supposed to be, getting a photo archive of the whole planet. You're working for some zoographic society.
Yes, I agree. There's that component which I think is really nice, and I could totally see why you fall in love with that sort of thing. Because anything that you have to collect that shows up a little icon on the screen with a little badge or something like that, you're like, oh, I gotta play it. And yeah, it was fun. It was definitely a lot of fun.
I mean, the varied elements of it, it's just like there's sneaking elements, there's racing elements, there's collecting elements, there's
great platformer. It's a really good platformer. The action is really good. The controls are wonderful.
Yes.
Except for the PC version, which I can talk about later. But I think we both played on the Xbox, and it is a pretty damn good platform, I must say. So you've gone and you love it. Here's my problems with it.
All right.
I loved it, and it's a great platformer, but there's nothing compelling me to finish playing.
So why not?
So here's my problem. If this game had achievements... No, I'm serious. I'm
so it's not this game then. You're just saying that
it's like I just don't have the patience to go because I don't have that collecting aspect, right? So if you take a game like Psychonauts, I kind of want to continue because I want to see the new funny stuff that's going on. This is a lot more serious of a story. You have to admit, it's cool, but it's serious.
No, it's meant to be. I mean, it's very adult.
And yeah, it doesn't have quite enough stuff to keep me there to say, oh, I want to play the next level. And the puzzles and all that stuff were really cool and all that, but I'm a little platformed out, especially after playing Psychonauts. So there's that aspect of it.
So let's say, because you don't have to collect if you don't want to, right? I mean, there's a whole bunch of all the racing and all the, and the world is so big. That it's just, I mean, if you want to just walk off the storyline and just spend, hours
it's not
going
Oblivion big, but
no,
I'll give you that.
But I mean, all those cool little things, like you can play the air hockey game, which I knew
ruled.
you'd be all awesome at because you're all good at air hockey.
I'm the best at air hockey.
But yeah, it's just it's huge. It just goes on, and and just the sound and the voices are all well done, and the music is really well done.
Well, see, here's my problem with it, right? I mean, they did a really good job. It's very professional. It's very well made. I'm really surprised it wasn't played as much as other games.
Yeah.
But I take a game like Lost Planet, which pales in comparison in many, many levels.
Yeah.
To Beyond Good and Evil. But I finished Lost Planet.
Yeah.
And you want to know why?
It's achievements.
Because I could say, ooh, I got X before you did.
Yeah.
Now, if they made some sort of publicly accessible thing which showed how many pearls I got, how far in the game I have, but publicly, that's the key, right? Because I can say, oh, I got to, the level where you're doing stuff with electricity or something like that. And it's just like...
So here's what I've wondered. How long until Microsoft realizes that there's a huge cash cow sitting there if they let you get... They allocate 200 achievement points for Xbox One games.
You'd have to recode the Xbox One games, though. I think it'd be really hard to do. You know what I mean? Because you have to actually tie something in where you get to a particular level, you make a function call. You do something where then you tell the achievement place, you say, hey, you got an achievement.
But I mean, there'd have to be some way for you to be decoding with the Xbox 360 what point you are in the game, like when you load a certain map or when you... Because, I mean, there's save games.
Oh, no, I absolutely agree, but I don't see it happening, yeah.
It's got to be technically possible.
Yes, I believe it's technically possible, but I don't know if it's financially possible.
And then they could reprint all their best of games and...
But how many of those games would you actually replay, though?
For points?
Yeah.
A lot?
You know what they'll do? They'll just re-release them, so you have to pay for them again, and you should download them on Xbox Live.
It's true.
That's what they'll do. Because they're not going to do it for games you already own. You know that.
Yeah.
So if they can actually make money at it, like
they'll re-release them.
For example, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, a PlayStation 1 game with achievement points. I'm going to play that again.
Yeah, I guess you will. That's true.
So I mean, we go on and on about achievement points, but man, it's just like it makes you play the game differently. It makes you play the game more.
Yeah.
And I
gotta say though, I mean, like I'm willing to play this game all the way through without achievement points. And if you look at the forums,
there's at least a couple.
Case Hate. He said he's going to beat it. Madman just beat it today. Yep. So I mean, this game is good enough that maybe you're a little burned out on platforms. This game's good enough that people just hopping in. I mean, like all these people are just like, holy crap! I played the free demo. I'm going to go buy it on Steam right now. Like, or was it Beyond Good and Evil? Steam
something else. I don't know.
Anyway, the point is, everybody was like, they got their hands on this was really falling for it. So I mean. If you're in the mood for a platformer, this is one of the best.
I have to agree with you in general, but I think just at my point in time, I don't have the capability to really enjoy it. You know what I mean?
I gotcha.
Like if it was brand new and it came out and I had no other games to play, I would have loved it.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, I got to play now. I got to play, Fallout. I got to go play Supreme Commander. I got to go play Crackdown. It's just like, dude, there's too many freaking games competing for my attention now. It's just like I can't go back and play it.
I gotcha.
Which is too bad. So yeah, it's kind of for me. So.
All right, and I give it a thumbs up, and I give it the other half of Yuzo's thumbs up because he's crazy. Crazy! It's the best game ever.
It's good, but I like Psychonauts better. Sorry to say. I do like Psychonauts better.
Psychonauts is awesome.
Alrighty, so we got new releases. We only have a few because this doesn't look that good. What's up, man?
But one more week, dude.
Oh,
Crackdown.
Supreme Commander. I mean, Crackdown.
Yeah.
So we got We Play.
We Play, it is a weird game in that it's a bunch of mini games that sells with the Wiimote.
Yeah, it's like 9 games I think it comes with.
Yeah.
So if you ask me, I think it's a pretty good deal.
If you need a Wiimote.
And most people do. How many people actually have 4, which a lot of games support?
Yeah. But I was looking at the games. I mean, it's yet another one of these things where it's like the Wii. I'm kind of on the fence with the Wii lately because I'm just like, okay, yeah.
When was the last time you played your Wii, dude?
Not recently.
Yeah.
So
I need more people to come over.
That's what it is. So it's just another set of party games. I'm like, oh well, if I'm hanging out with my family, if I'm hanging out with my friends, they come
Christmas.
over. Yeah, I mean when it gets to be summer again, we're gonna have a bunch of barbecues. I'm sure people will be playing on the Wii.
Totally.
But I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna go get this game. It's just it's got pool,
ping pong.
It's got
a duck hunty type.
Duck hunt,
yeah.
Find the matches. The faces that match.
Concentration.
That's not a fun party game though.
No.
So
it's not a fun game.
No.
It does, one cool thing though, it does use your Wii. Remember how we were? I mean, your Mii's, sorry, rather. And we were complaining a lot about the Wii games.
It does. It integrates the Mii's. So it looks all right.
I would say if you
I'll probably Blockbuster it.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think if you only have one controller, and this game is like $40 and a controller's $30, you're getting the game for $10.
This is a good deal.
Another controller, so I think it's a really good deal. And
it's good to have around because it's another party game that if people come over, you got it.
If I lived in a dorm, if I was still in college, hell yeah, I would have gotten it like the day of release. You know what I mean? It just sucks. We're like all adults now.
It's kind of like keeping board games in your house. You're like, people come over and we can play some Trivial Pursuit.
But no, maybe if we have kids.
Whatever.
Yes.
What's next? What the fuck is Tulip? You put this in the list. I've never even heard of it.
So I put it on the list because I just wanted to explain exactly what this game was. So let me read from the press release. And just let me know, okay? It might be a little long, but essentially you and your penniless father live in a rural town, blah, 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 random stuff. All essentially you want to do is you want to kiss a girl.
Okay.
So it's a kissing simulator.
What? What?
Basically,
how do you play a kissing simulator?
So the whole goal of the game is for you to kiss this girl under this magic tree.
Okay.
So you spend all of your time building up your reputation amongst the townspeople, assuming, I guess, the girl likes you better if you're,
what?
The big man in town. And
so they took that pervy Japanese dating simulator genre and they moved it to children? Ew!
Well, it's a child kissing another child, right?
Yeah, that's gross. Like
they're not doing it.
I'm just saying, teaching kids, giving kids a kissing game to prepare them for creepy dating games.
As far as the kissing part of it, I don't think it's you directing your mouth and then sticking out your tongue, and then you're not doing any of that stuff, right? It's the whole game's all about doing random stuff for other people, and then at the end you have this little sweet animation with hearts flying all over.
So it's kind of like Saving the Princess in Mario. Exactly. It's not all that different.
But it's called Tulip, and it's a wacky adventure with quirky Japanese backdrop with tons of upskirt shots. And
what?
No, none of that.
With idols?
Yes, with idols.
And you teach them to dance?
I think it would be fun to rent if Blockbuster gets it.
Hey, I don't know if Blockbuster's going to get that. That sounds weird.
Yeah.
I don't understand, but what do you do? Are you just rescuing kittens from trees and shit?
Let's see. Many in the town are tired of their bored and repetitive lives. They're worried about something, and they lost all their hopes and dreams.
I don't know what the game is.
It's up to you to bring back life to this town and to move their hearts.
I have no idea what that game is.
Sounds like fun.
How? I don't know what it is.
You get to kiss a girl at the end.
Oh, your life is small.
Yes. Just like in Zelda.
Yeah.
Well, think of all the shit you went through to save Zelda. That was a hell of a lot of work. But it was fun.
That's true. I'm moving on. That game is weird. So the next one, Ratchet and Clank.
On the PSP.
Oh, god damn it! Yes. Why did it have to be on the PSP? Why? I wanted another one on my PS2. You can release it on the Wii, release it on Xbox 360, any of the consoles that I've got.
No.
So now I have to be like, hey, Yuzo, what's that? Oh, PSP.
So I will get it, or maybe I'll just have you buy it. You can play on my PSP and then eBay it when you're done.
There you go. So I'm excited.
Yes, I'm pretty excited. I kind of like Ratchet and Clank, but not to the level you are.
Oh, dude, Ratchet and Clank.
You are like a Ratchet and Clank whore.
I am. I got a stiffy for Ratchet and Clank. So
what is up with that, dude?
I've been looking around a little bit at the previews and stuff for it. So they're just saying it is a straight up Ratchet and Clank game. There's not any they tried any gay new features. They're not trying to do some stupid twists, whatever. They're like, this is, if you like Ratchet and Clank, you're going to love this game. And
so it's not done by Irrational, though, right?
No, but it's a bunch of dudes that left Irrational, started a new company.
That's right.
It's not Irrational.
It's Insomniac.
Insomniac. So they left Insomniac and started a new company, but it's the same dudes.
Cool. That's
and
awesome.
they actually mentioned in one of the reviews I was reading, they're like, it looks like it was done by Insomniac. I was like, okay.
Well,
sold.
Hey, Insomniac does good stuff. So
I'm probably going to buy this game, borrow Yuzo's PSP, and then play the crap out of it, and I'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, hell yeah. So we'll give it a try, and I'll play it too when I can get out of his clammy hands. Luck. So the last game we have is, get ready, The Warriors.
Come out and play!
Clink, clink, clink. Yeah, but it's coming out on the PSP. I played it on the PS2, and it kind of sucked.
I didn't even play it because it looked like it sucked.
Yeah, it's a brawler. It's a game from Rockstar. So it's kind of one of their other teams, like Rockstar North or something like that. And they went and took the Warriors, and they took all the random armies that you can get, like the baseball clowns and random stuff, and you go and you beat them up. But it's not a very good brawler.
Right. So, I mean, is it just a straight port, or is it re-envisioning?
It's similar to a straight port, but they kind of made it look a little better. They added the 2D side scroller that they added, things like that. So I'm kind of excited about it, but not really.
All right. Well, you can let us know if you try it.
Yeah, if I try it, I'll give it a try. So that is it for our new releases, man.
That is it?
Hell yeah, next week.
Oh, Crackdown. Oh.
So, our second to last section we have is our community section.
We got a whole crapload of voicemails this week. Thanks, guys.
Amazing. Thanks a lot. We'll give you the phone number at the end. But the first one comes out from Quag from Montauk, New York.
Yeah, so he asks a very good question.
Hey, this is Quag from Montauk, New York. I was just wondering what your guys' opinion was on what the next big thing is going to be. For a while there, right after Final Fantasy VII, it was RPGs were the thing. And then shortly before Halo, maybe because of Halo, first-person shooters became the next big thing on consoles. What do you think the next big thing on consoles is going to be? Thanks.
Cool, good question.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. So he's strictly saying it with just consoles.
Yeah.
So why don't you go first?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question. I don't think I've got a good answer for that, because right now it seems like the biggest thing is first-person shooters. That's the
third-person shooters, actually.
So yeah,
almost. Yeah.
But I mean, and it's not, people aren't buying them for the plot either. They're buying them for the multiplayer. They still are really, like, Gears of War is still huge, and Lost Planet is still huge. Like, both of those for multiplayer. But as to
but
where,
those aren't like the next. I mean, it's the big thing now.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that's not my answer. I'm saying,
gotcha.
Right now, that is the big thing, and I haven't seen really anything coming over the horizon.
So here's my guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so my guess is that there are. So if you look at kind of the history of consoles, you have certain types of genres that are really big on PC, and then once they get to the console, they blow up.
Yeah.
Right? So you have things like with FPSs where, they've been doing Doom, Quake, and all those ones, but once they made Halo, it blew up and it got huge.
Are you going to say RTSs?
No.
All right.
Hold on.
All right.
Just let me finish. So you have that, and then you have the so you have RTSs and random stuff, but they got big, right? They figured out the code, they cracked the code on how to make it applicable to the mass market on consoles, and then it got super big. So I think it's going to be some strange combination of FPS with MMO. You're going to get some sort of online component, because right now, if you look at Xbox Live, that is a big thing, but it's not quite there yet. But what I'm specifically
so why not just straight up MMO?
Because I don't think you can make a really good MMO work right on a console until you get a keyboard yet.
I agree.
I think you'll get it eventually, but I think what'll happen first is some sort of weird FPS. So here's my example.
What was that crappy one?
Well, hold on. So my example is you're going to see games like Chrome Hounds. Do you remember Chrome Hounds?
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're playing online with a bunch of your friends, but there's a persistent world.
Okay. Yeah.
So I see the next big thing where all of a sudden, you're playing your Halos, you're playing your random ones, but you're playing in a component where all of a sudden it's online. You're playing against millions of other.
I can see that, because imagine having hundreds of dudes assaulting a city or something.
Yes.
So you've got a bunch of dudes defending the city, a bunch of dudes assaulting the city, and it's like you play for a while and then you log out and you come back. I mean, it's not like
it's still going on.
It's still like this war is still going on.
And what I'm
you're
saying
capturing points and you're.
What I'm saying is that I don't think the technological advancements are going to be such that you're going to see a lot of 100 against 100 games.
Okay.
On the consoles, like at least a level of FPSs, because you have Final Fantasy 11.
Yeah.
You have Final Fantasy. There's a lot of people, but you don't have the kind of like visceral entertainment you need to actually appeal to the mainstream audience.
They got that with WoW now. They have these massive arena battles with 100 people.
Yes.
So, I mean, they're working on it. They're trying to get it going.
But for consoles, I mean, you're still only seeing 16 against 16 for the most part, right?
So what was that shitty one we played at PAX where they did the asshole was on the mic the whole day and he's just like, "Come over and play Crappy McCraps a lot," and it was like
there's a lot of those actually.
No, but it was like all the PCs lined up and everybody was playing against each other, and it was a RPG FPS.
It wasn't Guild Wars, was it?
No.
Because there was Guild Wars and there was one that we played.
Yeah.
Which was really crappy, but it was it looked like World of Warcraft, but it was
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, they were trying to do this whole leveling up and this whole persistent.
But that's still PC.
No, I'm just saying, like you said, they discover
exactly.
it and then they move it.
Yes. Well, if you get that component, what I'm still saying is it's not going to be you're going to be playing in the same area as 1,000 other people. You're going to be playing, matches just like usual.
But you're going to level up and stuff.
But you'll level up, and those matches
items.
will have exactly. And you'll have kind of this persistent world where those matches actually have some effect on the distance world.
I can see that.
So you're going to see more, because Chrome Hounds, for however much crappy reviews and stuff, it has this diehard audience, man.
Yeah.
They love it. So that's my guess. I mean, I don't know if you have any other big things.
Not really. That just brought something to mind that I've been thinking about for a while. Is I think that what will bring me back to MMOs is an MMO where I feel like what I do matters. But
you can't do that. I
know.
I don't think you can.
Well, you can with enough with enough processing power. You could actually have quests that come up that change things. I mean, like the real world, right? Things that we do matter.
Yeah,
so, but the world would have to be so big and so complex and so varied and so
you're
intelligent.
talking maybe almost like Second Life, but with actual quests.
Yes.
Sort of deal.
Yeah. Building things, reacting.
Like EVE Online, maybe.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, the actions in game you have an effect on the world. That's what I'm saying. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's got. I'm just saying, like, that's the only thing that'll bring me back to MMOs. I mean, like, I avoid them now because I know that they'll be a time sink. But when I feel like I can go in and change shit, because that's what's so cool about first-person games, right? At the end of the day, I'm going to save the world. A single-player game, I'm going to fucking, like, Beyond Good and Evil is a great example of this. As you get more pictures for the Underground, people start rioting in the streets, and they're, like, walking around picketing and protesting the government, and it's like, holy crap, everything I'm doing is changing this world.
How do you do that?
You'll never
for
be
everybody?
that big. You're not going to be that big.
But you want to have an effect, not let alone save the world. You want to be able to
go get a quest where you, like, go collect 3 skeleton bones, and then I'll be able to bring my wife back to life. And then, like, you do it, and then your buddy's doing it, and your buddy's doing it, and his buddy's doing it. It's like, there's the same dude giving the same quest to 50,000 people. It's like, that I don't care. That's stupid. You're churning.
So here's my concept then. If you saw a game where it was more team based, so you're either an FPS or something like that, you are fighting with your team along with something else, and then you capture a capital, and all of a sudden like stuff in the world changes as a result of that.
Yes.
Would that be okay? Because as long as it's not solo.
Yeah. That would be a good start.
And that's
not
what I'm
I
thinking.
want, but that'd be a good
I think
start.
that's where consoles will hopefully head towards. Where you'll see this big map. And maybe things will change. That's kind of like how Battlegrounds in World of Warcraft is.
I can see that, like a big game of Risk, almost.
Yeah. So let's hope. But thank you very much, Quag, from
good
Montauk,
question.
New York.
Really good question.
Yeah.
And the next caller is Low Tech.
Hey guys, this is Low Tech. I'm calling from way up north in Canada, and I just want to make a comment about you guys were talking, wondering why everybody was playing GoldenEye and loved GoldenEye, going off about GoldenEye, and same with Halo. And here's the basic reason for me. Is that I don't want to spend fucking $2,000 on a PC that I got to constantly upgrade just to play a game, right? And everybody that fucking had an N64 already, this was the best thing they had. Same with Halo. Everyone's got an Xbox, and don't have to pay another $300-400 for a new graphics card. They can just fucking play what they got. Cool. It's the best we can do for consoles. That's why. Everybody loves it. All right, you guys rule, and I love how you guys have been adding clips of the games into your show. Take it easy.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Low Tech from Canada. You didn't have a Canadian accent.
No, that's true.
You didn't say a boot.
So that call just boiled down to, we play Halo on consoles because we've got nothing better. Which is basically what you and I said. That's what we said about last week. We're like, but that doesn't address the point that we don't think Halo's very good.
But here's the thing: if all you've eaten is like fast food, and then you think that whatever, like Kentucky Fried Chicken is the best thing in the world, but you've never had, I don't know, like Boston Market. It's a pretty bad analogy, but do you know what I mean?
Boston Market sucks.
I'm just saying, as far as like, give me a better chicken place, right?
I got you. So. But here's the thing, right? So that doesn't explain people being excited for Halo 3 on the Xbox 360, because on the Xbox 360 you've got Lost Planet and Gears of War where you're like, oh wow, this is a real first-person shooter that's fun. It's not Halo 2.
I don't know. Halo 2, but you're comparing a 360 game versus a Xbox One game, right? Halo 2 is still that, so...
But I think if what about Halo 2 would make people think Halo 3 is going to be good?
Halo 2's online component compared to all other console games...
At the time,
it's pretty damn good.
All right.
Right, it's compelling. As far as, like, you got the team-based things, you got a really big community.
People still play it!
Exactly. So, I mean,
get Gears.
You can't say it's not fun, but... At the same time, I'm like, okay, fine.
I can say it's not fun. I'll say that right now. It's
you can't
not fun.
say other people don't think it's fun.
No,
it's
they definitely think it's fun.
So, I mean, I agree with the fact that, if you want to get into PC gaming, you need $2,000 at least to get in the door. You need all this stuff, and that's a lot of money.
It is.
But at the same time, it's like it's almost like, man, it's like, you've been eating fast food all the time. There's like this other stuff out here.
Yeah. I'm going to go on my little mini rant again about people not realizing that computers are cheaper than they think they are. You can go buy a cheap machine, and it plays awesome games. You get a $150 video card. Yeah. You can get a $500 Dell. Boom, you got a gaming machine for $600.
That's how much a PS3 costs.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
You don't have to spend $2,000 in a gaming machine, guys. You can get a fucking awesome NVIDIA 7000 series card for $150. Drop it in a decent machine with gig or two of RAM. Dual core processor. I mean, there you go. Boom. You've got a gaming rig.
But here's my counter argument to you, playing devil's advocate, right?
Yeah.
There's a perceived notion in the PC gaming world that you have to have the best PC to be successful.
It's wrong.
It's wrong, but it's there.
Yeah.
So you're always going to have people that are playing online that are like, oh my god, that guy totally headshotted me. Oh, he must have a better ping than I do.
That's true.
Oh, he must have more RAM than I do.
That's true. So here's my lesson of the day. Stop being a fucking whiner. Because that's bullshit.
Well, no, but it just attests to the fact that if you're on a console, like,
you have no excuse.
You have no excuse. The only thing is probably ping, but whatever. Everybody has broadband, so
that's true.
I hear you. But just go outside, try something else. Try PC gaming. Go to a freaking, what is it? A LAN?
Yeah.
Not a LAN party. What do you call it?
Game cafe.
Game cafe. PC game cafe.
Yeah.
Give it a try. It's only like $4 an hour or something like that.
Yeah.
Try out all the latest ones. I think you'll like it.
I think so. All right. So last one we got Krydex.
Hey, Tobin and Yuzo, sick coming at you from up at Pullman, Washington, Cougar Country. Just had a comment about how badass the wiki's turning out to be. There's a shit ton of information that has to be inputted right now, and so we need some help. You need to tell those lazy NooBToober army people that they need to get on that and start doing some posting. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye.
Lazy NooBToob army people.
That's right, soldiers. You've got your assignment.
So, dude, when do we put the wiki up?
This week.
So we put it up this week.
This shit has exploded.
Exploded!
So we dropped a wiki on NooBToob.com. You go to NooBToob.com/wiki, and we've decided to start categorizing all the information NooBToob related.
We put all the episodes up, all the games we discussed in there.
Yep. Oh, people's gamer tags.
Yep.
People's Wii IDs. I mean, anything having to do with NooBToob the show, NooBToob the listeners, the loyal army.
Yeah.
You got it right here. And people have been just going apeshit.
So let's get it started. It's not really people. It's Krydex and Tuner89.
Yeah.
Those two guys are freaking machines.
Yeah.
I'm looking every day. I'm seeing hundreds of edits every day.
Yeah, these
so
guys
get
are
this,
awesome.
right? Since I actually put it up, we have 219 pages. This is 1 week.
1 week.
We have 4,000 page views, so people are actually looking at it, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And we have 842 edits in 7 days.
That's so awesome.
Oh my god! Not even 7 days. It was like Wednesday to today.
So, I mean, to be fair, those guys are doing the huge amount of background data work.
Yep.
But the people on the forums, we've had a shitload of people go in and they're adding their Wii IDs and they're adding their Xbox, gamer tags, and people are just really hopping in and making bios about themselves. I mean, this is
people are making bios about me.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I heard that you were born without thumbs.
Yes,
that's what the wiki said.
I like ponies. Thank you.
So anyway, check out NooBToob.com/wiki. Anything NooBToob related, man. If you got questions, we've actually had people hop on the forums and hey, what do you guys think about Prey or something?
Or we reviewed it in episode 12, and guess what? There's a page for it now.
Boom.
And the cool thing is, we have a bunch of templates for the game, so it should be pretty easy to edit them. But we have the section at the bottom called Noob Reviews, so you can actually put your own reviews on top of stuff.
And people have.
Yeah.
People have been.
Dude, Madman's been going on there and reviewing. It's I hate this game.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So the cool thing is, we do have links to the wiki on both the forums. There's a little tab as well as the front page. So if you don't remember the link or anything like that, but the main thing is it's not that hard to edit. You just click the edit button. You don't even have to make an account.
Yep.
And just make some changes and you're done.
And if you don't know what wikis are, I mean, most people do, but it's like Wikipedia, for example. It's a large group editable website, basically, and you can go and you can add anything you want. It's all user policed, and we've been doing a great job. We've had very little vandalism. People just hop on and write stuff, and the data just fills.
Yeah, it's amazing. In a week. So basically, if we get a couple more people like Krydex and Tuner89, this thing's gonna blow up.
Speaking of a week, last week you and I were talking about. We're like, oh, cool, we got our 100th member of the NooBToob forums this week. 135.
Holy crap. 35 in a week. That's
35 in a week. So, I mean, our growth is exponential, and it's thanks to you guys. So, come hang out. The NooBToob forums have just exploded. We got great discussions on there's off-topic discussions, there's gaming discussions, there's wiki discussions.
My only concern, just if you guys can, just don't do one-line posts, because we have all over the place.
Yeah.
If you want to look at what a really great forum member is, look at Gwenster.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he edits his posts offline in Word and then posts them. But he is a really great contributor. So if you guys can emulate him, we're going to make an amazing site. It's awesome.
Yep.
So,
and if you want to be one of these cool three guys, Quag, Lowtech, and Krydex that called in, we got a voicemail number. That's how they called in. It's 888-233-8480, and you can call in, and we will drop you on the show.
That's right. So let's go to our site news. I think we're running out of film, so
Yes.
we'll go through these quickly. But we have a Retro Gaming Club title selected by you, dear listeners.
So we're going to do Fallout 2 because Fallout 1 is really old and it doesn't play very well on a lot
Fallout
of
2
PCs.
is really old.
Yeah.
Dude, you know, it asked me to install DirectX 5.
Wow. Did it ask you to manage your extended memory?
Yeah, I think it did. I need an EMM 386.
Yeah, so it is a futuristic RPG.
Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
It reminds you of Wasteland for your older listeners out there.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of sense of humor to it. It's
That's
really
great.
It's, so anyway, we all voted. People suggested a bunch of games. We voted
On the forums.
On the forums, and Fallout 1. So that is our retro game this week. Go get it. Find it somewhere. And play it and talk about it on the forums, and we will review it next week.
That's right. And if you wanted to actually get it, you can get it on eBay, Amazon Marketplace, pretty cheap. But I saw that they're selling new copies called the White Label. It comes with Fallout 1, Fallout 2, and Tactics.
Nice.
For £8. So that's like $15-ish.
Yeah, nice.
Cheap.
That's good. That's
so
really good.
Definitely look for it if you guys can.
Absolutely. And what's our homework this week, Yuzo?
Yes. So thank you very much to Quach. Is that how you spell it?
I think he's a Klingon.
Yeah. Quach!
His name's Kerplach.
Thanks, Nicholas. I think we have a great listener homework. We're going to ask everybody, what do you guys think the next big thing for consoles is? So look at the trends. Look at what you guys saw before.
Tell us we're fucking retarded.
Yeah, because, I mean, I could be like, Chrome Hounds? Really? I think that will be it. So is that it for our episode, man?
We're all done.
All right.
Episode 30.
Episode 30? What the
30,
hell,
dude. Over half a year
we
of
started
NooBTooB.
in August.
Yeah.
Every week since then. It's been pretty... I'm impressed.
You got to do something for
Good
1
job.
year. Hell yeah. Good job.
Good job.
Thanks.
All right, that's our show for the week. Check out our website at NooBTooB.com, and please send us feedback on our forums by clicking the red link on the page.
Yep, and be sure to subscribe to our audio and video podcast right off our front page. We got little links there for the iTunes, and if you're watching this video on YouTube, there's a subscription link right here. Right there.
Right here. I think you were pointing too high last time.
Oh, shit, right there. Click it. That's all for this episode. I am Tobin Kozire.
And I am Yuzo Watanabe. Audio engineering has been done by Range Baby Backstroke. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Out! Anyways, huh?